Hey, Rich, how you
Hey,
doing?
not bad. How about you, man?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Just got off, just rushed home from work, got home and ready to talk some sports. Got my new winter rose on today. Got the so yeah,
All right.
feeling it today,
Very
Rich. I don't
good.
know. I don't know what I don't know.
Very good.
Anyway. Anyway, so last night's show was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good. Things went really, I think, pretty well. Um, we had some good talk. The one thing we didn't get into though, and we'll probably get into a little bit tonight, was the college football playoffs. Um, excuse me, but yeah, I mean, it was a real good show. It seems like we had a bunch of real good conversation going on. And it was good to have Jeremy back too, man. We hadn't had him on for a while.
Yeah, Jeremy was there. Even Mr. Trigger popped in. Obviously these Raven fans, maybe it was a dark feeling of excitement in the air, Um,
Yeah.
where I mean, I knew it was coming. I knew they were excited to get rid of him, but um, they just felt their time was stale and it was time to move on.
Did you
And
see the
that's the way
meme?
I
Did
still
you see the
feel
meme
that
out
way.
today about that the AFC North could play a really cruel trick to the NFL, and it was a picture of Tomlin in a Ravens hat, Stefanski in a Steelers hat, and Harbaugh in a Browns hat.
I thought it would have been funnier if they would have had Harbaugh in the Steelers hat, but then you wouldn't be able to put Stefanski anywhere.
Right.
Maybe you could have put him
Right.
with the Bengals and put Zach Taylor with the Browns.
Yeah.
That would have been
Maybe.
funny.
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
did see that. I did see that in the spare moment though that I had in life today.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Oh
I'm
man,
trying to pull something up for us, and it's not
what do you
cooperating.
got? What are you looking up, buddy? What are you looking up?
Well, I'm trying to. It's a Facebook page. How do I pull up a Facebook link to play for us?
It's a good
And I
question.
can't download it.
Man, this light is killing me today.
Hmm. I can't copy the link. Well,
That is the question of the day. Where is he gonna go? Giants look to be the front runner right now from what I saw a lot today of. But I don't think
everybody
he's gonna
that
make a decision. I don't think he's gonna make a decision right away. I think he's gonna take a little bit of time to think about this.
I think you're right. I was listening to some of the New York guys today, and they, to a man, pretty much said it was either Stefanski or Harbaugh that was going to get that Giants job. Um, to me, the Giants job is the best job out there right now, with the Falcons probably second. Um,
In my
I think a
opinion,
lot of people are overlooking that Falcons job.
I think that Falcons job
Uh,
looks more appealing than the New York job.
to a degree, yeah. Um, but the big difference is I have more faith in Jackson Dart than Michael Penix. Michael Penix is an injury asking to happen. Um, two
Yeah, but
ACL tears in college,
you
ACL
got the
tear
star.
this year.
You have a good running back combo there. I understand you get Scattaboo in New York and Dart, but I know surgeries are a lot quicker nowadays. But coming back
Yeah,
from
but
an
man,
ACL, that I know
yeah, but
these.
three ACLs on both knees. It's not that he's had an ACL on one knee. He's had two on his right knee and one on his left knee. Yeah, in a 6 year period.
If I
Yeah, it's not good. It's not. Not a good deal. That's the only reason why I put the Giants job ahead of the Falcons job is the fact that
I
you
mean,
have
do you put the Vegas job up there because they're going to end up with Mendoza, and
not
then you would have Gente in the backfield?
yeah, but Mendoza, you don't know. Mendoza could end up being really good. Signetti runs a pro style, offense, and that should, but a lot of it has to do with who's the new coach, and does Mendoza fit Harbaugh's style? I don't think so. I think he would fit Stefanski's style better than Harbaugh's style, to be honest with you. Um, that Vegas situation though, man, that's another one like New Orleans and like Miami. That's a couple of years away. I mean, it's not going to be a Broncos situation where new coach, rookie quarterback comes in, you turn it around and make the playoffs next year. That situation is not existing right there.
So, Rich, I'm going to throw a turtle curveball at you right now. We didn't even get into this one last night either. The Athletics lost their name. They can't go to Vegas with the Athletics.
Well, they can. They just can't call themselves the Las Vegas Athletics or the Vegas Athletics. Okay. Call themselves the Nevada Athletics. There's a team that won the World Series a couple years ago that's not named after the city, it's after the state, the Texas Rangers. Go by the Nevada Athletics.
I was thinking the Las Vegas Elephants just to have the logo. Just to
Oh
have the
yeah.
mask.
Or the LVAs.
I was
LV
surprised we didn't talk about that one a little bit last night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we went super football heavy last night.
I figured we would. I mean, yesterday was a big
Yeah.
football topic day, but that was just
It was,
minor topics, I guess.
yeah, no, it was. But yeah, the thing I was trying to download was you've seen they've got the 26 version of our Steeler fight song, right?
I saw you tag me in that earlier, but I didn't get a chance to see it.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to upload, and it's a Facebook link, and I can't get the damn thing to cooperate. So if any of our folks that are watching this know what I've got to do to help a tech idiot get this thing downloaded, we'll go ahead and put it up there for you. But
Yeah, I'm not very tech savvy on that part either.
yeah, I'm not either. But I think it's good. It's good. I mean, it's the guys that do those always do a really good job. But DVE and the fan
Alamo.
debuted it this morning. Yeah.
I thought
So
the French Canadian guy was good too on DB.
yeah, yeah.
I know you heard it.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, hey, I honestly, if that offense plays like they played last week, and you add Metcalf to it, we're not going to get Washington back. We might get him. They say that he could be available if we got to the Super Bowl, but you're not going to have Washington available at least for the first 3 games of this playoff thing. You got to think this team could, as wide open as this is, they could make a run. I mean, they've beaten New England. They can beat the Chargers. They can beat Buffalo, especially if they're playing in Pittsburgh. They can definitely beat Denver. The only team that to me, I don't even think Jacksonville is that. I think the Steelers would be favored against Jacksonville,
I mean,
even
to
though they'd
play
be playing
Jacksonville,
in Florida.
that would be the AFC Championship game, right? That's the only way we play Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's the 3, right?
Yeah, it's the only way we'd play them is in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, yeah, and it would be in Jacksonville. So you'd
Right.
eliminate the issue of weather unless it
Now
rains.
we are a heavy travel team, the Jacksonville. I've seen it.
We're a heavy travel team everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean Jacksonville is one of those places that just. But I don't know now because they're actually good, so people might start going to their games. Might.
Yeah, but I it doesn't matter where the Steelers go. There is a massive contingent of Steeler fans. They could
I
be
know that
playing
was
in
that was that
Chicago,
was
they could be
fun.
playing in Dallas, they could be playing in LA. It doesn't matter.
We'll be playing in Cleveland.
There's just a massive contingent of Steeler fans no matter where you go. And there's other
That was
teams that do
fun.
that too. Green
Have
Bay
you
travels well.
have you ever gone to a road game, Rich?
A Steelers road game, yeah, yeah. I saw two.
Where'd you
Yeah,
go?
two. One I saw him play in Baltimore when I
Ooh,
was doing radio in Maryland, and I saw them play in Washington. And
nice.
both places considerably different home crowds, but the Steelers contingent, yeah, it was pretty raucous. Yeah.
I know.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be part of all that rigmarole because I was covering the games. But
So you had to be neutral. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, rule number one with a press pass: you cannot cheer. Um, the one and only time I have ever seen a press box cheer and not catch hell from the team for it was when Emmett Smith broke the rushing record, and they gave him a standing ovation in the press box. Everybody did.
I guess many people aren't going to say that's a sit downer.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge record to break. But yeah, when he did that, the press box, they all okay, and
So
the
you were there
Cowboys
for
didn't
that?
say a word. No, no, but a friend of mine was. He sent me a video of it. He said, "Here's a scene you will never see again," and I have never seen it before or since. Um, the only other time that I was in the box when it was announced that Eric Nadel was going into the Hall of Fame, and everybody applauded. They didn't do the standing O thing, but everybody in the press box applauded. And at some point during the game, we all went into the press box and congratulated Eric, who is the radio play-by-play guy for the Rangers. It's been there for, dude. I listened to Eric when I was little, so we're talking 40 years, 40 plus
Nice,
years.
nice.
I remember listening to Mark Holtz and Eric Nadel. Eric was the color guy then. Then when Mark Holtz passed away, he became the play-by-play.
Speaking of no-nos, um, back when I was doing one of my jobs, I was talking to Dan Potash, and he goes, "You want to see a picture?" And I was like, "Sure." And it was him and Lemieux holding the cup, and he's like, "This is the hugest no-no anywhere." But when Mario Lemieux says, "Hey, come get a picture with me," you kind of do it, you know.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
the cup was probably one of the neatest trophies I've ever seen live.
I did see the cup when the Stars won it in '99. Now, you're right. It's almost an intimidating type trophy because you see all those names on there and you're going, wow,
We were
because that's every team that's won the championship and their whole roster is on there.
this was like right after they won it in '09. My son was literally home for 2 days, and after they won it, I go, I go to my coworker, I go, I bet that's a Stanley Cup right there. And it was in the crate. And the guy from TSA saw us all looking, and he's like, "Come on over." And they pulled it out, and they let us take pictures with it and see it. And Yeah, so it wasn't like at one of those memorials, like where everyone's there. I mean, we were just there was probably 8 of us, and we were all like,
That's pretty neat. Uh,
so it was
I've
a
had
whole
a
different experience.
yeah, that is pretty neat. I've had a chance to have, and I don't know where the pictures are. They're somewhere, but
I was just gonna say I don't know where my
I have a picture with the Super Bowl trophy.
oh, nice.
Um,
Tom Brady throw it to you?
yeah, no. I have a picture with the what used to be called the Winston Cup. I have a picture with the Nextel Cup, and then I have a picture with the Sprint Cup, and I have a picture with the now uh, Cup Series trophy, all for the top deal in NASCAR, just with different sponsors on it.
I'm not sure, but my grandma was really good friends with the I don't know what they called it at Three River Stadium, the Lexus Club, maybe? Was it called I don't know if it's the Lexus Club or what, but the Allegheny Club, that's what it was called. And we were down there and just I was probably 7, 6, but he brought out all 5 World Series trophies.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I was 7 or 8. I don't really remember it, but I mean, we got a picture with
Yeah.
him somewhere.
I've
So
seen the World Series trophy. I've never had a picture with it or held it or anything like that. When I toured Camden Yards, I got a chance to see the ones that Baltimore won in the 70s, and then the one they won in '83. But
nice.
and the World Series trophy is legit, man. I mean, that thing is really impressive
It's
to look
pretty. I remember it was pretty neat to see.
at. The only one of the big ones that I've never seen I have never seen in person. Let's put that is the Larry O'Brien, which is stupid because it's just one of those deals. I just never saw the Mavericks win when they won it in 2011. For whatever reason, I just never ended up going up there to see it. Um, but yeah, that's the only one of the major sports that I haven't seen the trophy at least up close.
I mean, you walk by it at the. I think I think I don't know if they're replicas or not. They probably are, but they have them on display at the Heinz Museum or whatever that is inside the Great Hall. I'm sure they're
Not the
replicas.
Larry O'Brien. Not the Larry O'Brien. That's the NBA trophy.
Yeah, I know that. Obviously, Pittsburgh doesn't have an NBA team, so
Right. Yeah.
and I was not driving up to Cleveland for it. Sorry.
Yeah, it was just one of those deals that where I've been. Probably the only other place that I might have had a legit shot would have been when I was doing radio in Illinois, and I was in Chicago a few different times. I just never went to well, it was then the United Center.
Right, the United
Um,
Center, right?
yeah, I just never went over there. If I had my druthers, I was going to Wrigley or I was going to Comiskey. Um,
I've never
well,
been to
what's now,
Kaminsky
I
or
guess now it's called
Cellular.
Great
What is it?
Park or
Cellular
whatever it's
One?
called.
Is it still
I think
Cellular
it's
One?
I think it's called Rate Park now. It used to be
I've never
Guaranteed
been there.
Rate Park.
I've been to Wrigley. I've been to South Side or North Side. I've never been to.
I've been to both. I've had the luxury of seeing games in both. I've been in the press box at Wrigley.
Is
I've
that
been in
cool?
Harry Carey's press box
I was gonna
at
say,
Wrigley.
did you get? I'm sure that was like one of your main stops, whether you were planning on it or not.
Oh, no question. It was really kind of cool because in Peoria we had the single A affiliate for the Cubs, and there was a team in their league called Kane County, which was from northern Wisconsin, and they did a 3-game series in Wrigley Field the year that I was there. And it just so happened that 2 of the games, the guy that did PA for the Chiefs, because we were the home team, wasn't able to go. And I was the backup. So I did PA at Wrigley Field for 2 minor league games. But the other
That had to
game,
be.
I got to actually go into Harry Carey's box. That was, I don't care what else I did. That was cool.
That made your day.
Um, oh yeah, I mean the only thing that was better than that was just actually being able to hang out at Wrigley with Sandberg. Anybody that's heard any of our shows before knows I still am, always will be a huge Sandberg guy. That was my guy growing up. Outside of Willie Stargell, that was my guy. And when Rhino was the manager of the Chiefs, we went through Wrigleyville and all that kind of stuff. There was about 6 or 8 of us from the team, the owner of the team, the GM, the radio guys, and me and Rhino. And we're walking through Wrigleyville, and he's got his jersey on, walking through, and nobody's doing anything because they're not thinking that Rhino's going to walk right through the middle of Wrigleyville, you know. And but boy, that was the whole experience was just
That
super super neat.
that reminds me of that Wayne Gretzky story when he took his kid to the Hall of Fame,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
kid tried to show him tell him how to shoot.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
you get. I guess I guess my outlook on it is a lot different than a lot of people. You know, I catch that when I see somebody, even when I was a little kid, I knew it. When uh, my mother and my dad used to love telling this story. My mom still tells the story. For wrestling fans out there, many years ago, there was this family of guys named the Von Erichs that ruled the state of Texas. I mean, they could have, it didn't matter what they did. They were gods in the state of Texas and couldn't go anywhere without having just throngs of people and all that. And I'm 7, 8 years old. They're over at Six Flags Mall in Arlington, just walking around, playing clothes, that kind of stuff. Nobody's really paying attention. And I looked at my dad and I went, "Hey, that's Kevin, Carey, and David. What are you talking about?" I said, "Over there." I went, he said, "Yeah, that's true." He said, "Go talk to him." Okay. I wasn't afraid then, not afraid now, right? So
right.
I went over. I'm like 8. Talked to him for a minute, but when I first went over, I was stammering like crazy. I was good till I got there, and then when I got like bah, 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 and then it finally worked itself out. Um, but a lot of people just don't. They see them in uniform, and then when they see them in regular life, it doesn't trigger. Um, so you know, it's interesting to see what happens when people have stuff like that happen.
I just wanted to say, Frankie James, if you're still watching, I'm going for your Eagles this weekend, buddy. He hit the like on Facebook, so I figured I would give him a little shout out
Huh,
if he's still watching.
gotcha,
Who knows? He does.
gotcha.
He's always busy, man. Um, yeah, this college football thing. When are they fitting these games in?
Tomorrow and Friday are the semifinals. Um, tomorrow
No,
is
I'm rooting for the U, obviously.
yeah. See, I'm not. I want to see Ole Miss win simply so they can just stuff it right in Lane Kiffin's face. Um, and then
I
I
gotta
want them
root
to
for my
lose to
U.
Indiana. But not to mention the fact, can you imagine? This would be one of those times. Can you imagine the stories that they can create if Indiana played Ole Miss for the national title? I mean, there would be, how a lot of times you have to build up and it's the same stories about the same
I know
crap.
it'd be a build up. I know it would be a build up, Rich. But if you didn't follow college football all season and you saw Ole Miss and Indiana playing, would that really excite you? If you didn't follow,
Well, I don't think it would matter who
unlike
they
if you
played
saw
if you didn't
Miami,
follow college
Oregon,
football.
unlike if you saw Miami, Oregon, or you know what I mean, like. But I'm rooting for
Eh,
Miami. You know what I
I
mean
mean,
though. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't think it would matter who's playing. If you're not a college football fan, you're not going to pay attention to it anyway. Um, but I mean, I want to see Ole Miss and Indiana. Um, when they started this whole bowl of fruits and nuts, I had it with Indiana losing to Texas Tech. I don't know what the heck happened to Tech when they played Oregon. But I think Oregon's got the best team. I really do. I just think watching them play, they are the best team in the country. And then you got the Cinderella story, whichever one comes through with Miami or Ole Miss. So, and that'll be a week from this coming Monday. It's on the 19th, I believe it is.
day after my birthday.
There you go.
Um,
So,
so go ahead, Rich, break them down because I didn't think we were gonna dive into baseball, but obviously you're excited, you're ready. I am not ready for baseball yet. I'm ready to see baseball. I just haven't looked it over and really studied it and broke it down. You were sending me lineups today, and I'm like looking at it like, oh boy, I'm not there yet. I know it was
I'm
just an early
always ready for
projection.
baseball.
I know, but I just
Dude,
wasn't ready for the early projection. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I mean, they did a nice job with making some additions um,
Oh,
in
oh,
free
wait,
agency.
hold on. Before we get into baseball, I
Yeah.
know he wants to talk a little bit before his show tonight. Bring yourself in, sir.
Oh no,
What's
it's him.
happening, Hoss?
What's up, man?
You out of your Jaguar shit today?
Thank the Christ, I am. Oh. I
How
didn't
you doing
see
tonight,
that.
Marcus?
I didn't see that until just now, and I'm like, wait, are they going live tonight? Where's the link at? Because I
Yeah, I
go
didn't
live in,
post it on the Twitter feed.
because I go live in half an hour. So
And we're usually done when you go. When you start, we're usually done.
okay, well that's perfect.
Yeah, we usually go for an hour. So
Hell yeah. What I
Everyone,
miss?
Marcus is our Houston guy, New Orleans guy, covers on the go, the whole basically ride from Louisiana down to Houston. Um, I don't know who he's covering tonight because we got everything
Hell, a
going
lot.
on down there,
I got too
right?
much. I got too much to cover tonight. With
Well, don't get overwhelmed, Marcus.
you might hear me talk some extra shit on the side.
Um, what are your thoughts on this game this week, Mark?
Um, I'm confident. The only game that scared me this weekend is the Packers and the Bears, but I'm confident in this one. I'm actually excited for it.
I think I'm gonna go.
How much are playoff tickets? Like a couple $1,000s?
No, I've been looking. They've been dropping. They're at like 141.
Damn, I'd pay 141 to go to a playoff game myself.
yeah,
Upper
you
deck,
can
but I
get
don't really care.
yeah, you can get in. I'm looking at SeatGeek right now. You can
Go
get
right
into
off
the
Ticketmaster,
stadium.
Rich. That's where you want to go.
Well, I always look at SeatGeek just simply because Ticketmaster once the game sells out, there's nothing there. So, but I mean, Section 524, which is the end zone,
That's
the
the
blessed
cheaper
end
seats.
zone, the blessed end zone. You're talking 160, 170. Then you work yourself around, you can get to 180s and that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, it's not an insanely priced ticket. Um, no, I mean, you could go crazy. There's a pair of tickets I see right here that if you do it, if any of the three people on this show do it, I will go wherever you are and slap you because they're on the 40-yard line, $13,400 a piece.
Wow, seems about right.
I'm good. I'm good on
Yeah,
that.
no, no. I mean, those could be the last 2 tickets there, and it wouldn't make me a bit of difference.
No,
But for
my big screen TV would be just fine.
Yeah,
right,
if
for
that
two,
if that that was my only 2 options, I'd be sitting right here watching it.
yeah, but now for $200,
Yeah.
okay, you got something to talk about now. You know, or actually even a little bit less. Yeah, now you got something to talk about. Although I saw earlier today, um, there was a post about the cheapest ticket prices. The cheapest tickets for the Bears Packers game was over $400.
That's a rivalry, so yeah, I figured that.
Well, plus they're in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be the last playoff game at Soldier Field.
If they ever get out the city and go to Indiana, which that's the last I heard.
Now, from what I hear, that's a very distinct possibility.
Why? The Indiana Bears, it just don't make sense. Like all that money Chicago got, and they can't keep a football team.
Well, it's because they won't give the team the tax breaks and the concessions that they want. That Indiana's willing to give them. Gary Indiana is basically willing to give them the key to the city to get them in there.
That's what I worry about New Orleans a lot for. But the Saints are so loved; they'll get rid of the Pelicans before they get rid of the Saints.
Oh yeah.
You don't ever gotta worry about New Orleans getting out of this. I mean, New Orleans losing the Saints. They'll murder before they get rid of them.
The Saints didn't leave after Hurricane Katrina. They were going nowhere.
They almost went somewhere, but then they were like, "No, we want to keep them. They're our heart and soul."
Yeah, I mean they did move for that one season, but I think a lot of that, again, as much as I'm not telling you anything new, Haas. As much as Drew Brees means to that city, he was the biggest spearhead of saying, "Hey, no, we're not going anywhere. We're going back to the Superdome." And in that town, when Drew Brees talks, it has legs.
Plus, they had a shitty governor and a shitty mayor at that time, which the mayor's in prison. The governor died from cancer, and now we got a new mayor and a new governor, which they're not as bad as them two were 20 years ago, but they love their football teams down there. They're going to be protected with them.
Yeah, football definitely rules the roost in Louisiana between LSU and New Orleans, and yeah.
Look at Tulane now. Tulane just rose from the ashes, and they're like on the same level of popularity as LSU and the Saints. But don't want to play. LSU tried to get them to say, "Hey, we want to play y'all in football again. Now that y'all being big boys." No, they don't want to. They don't want to renew the Tiger Rag rivalry anymore, or the Rag anymore. They want to keep that rivalry dead because they know LSU dominates it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand some of that stuff because it's okay. You didn't want to play us before, but now you want to play us because now we're good. No, screw you guys. The one thing I do like, though, is all the teams that are turning Notre Dame down. I find that extremely humorous.
Notre Dame could have had sprinkles on their helmets in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, but they optioned out of that. Hell,
Notre Dame can't find anybody to play.
Notre Dame got basketball drama too. You saw that coach that wanted to kill that referee after the 4-point lead.
Yeah, but I mean Notre Dame's 2026 schedule has been all in shambles.
It's cupcake teams, or nobody wants to play them.
Nobody wants. They're changing the schedule around. They had to add BYU because USC said see ya. It's just been one after the, and all they would have to do is join a conference, but they are not confident enough in themselves to be able to play a conference schedule. They want to have the freedom to play whoever they want. Well, everybody else is saying, screw you and the horse you rode in on. You're not that good anyway. And I mean, when you look at who they play next year, they may go 12-0 next year simply because they play, the Mighty Sisters of the Poor, the Deaf, Dumb, and Blind, Directional Tech. They got Wisconsin, Rice, Michigan State, Purdue, North Carolina, Navy, Miami, Boston College, BYU, SMU, Syracuse, and Stanford.
Wow.
There ain't a quality team in that bunch except Miami.
BYU and Notre Dame should be a rivalry, a holy war between Catholics and Mormons. I would be all in for that.
Yeah, and then you got the Catholics and the Catholics and the criminals with Notre Dame and Miami.
Yeah, Catholics and convicts. Yeah. See,
but
Notre Dame's overrated. I mean,
there's no.
But I'll root for them on religious matters. Like, oh, you're playing the convicts, I'm going to root for Notre Dame. You're going to play Mormons, I'm picking Notre Dame. You're playing USC, I'm picking Notre Dame. They just got too many damn rivalries. Like, how did Navy be a rivalry? How did Pitt be a rivalry? They got way too many rivalries?
Well, back in the day when there were almost no conferences, there was only 2 or 3 conferences. A ton of teams were independents. Pitt was an independent. Navy was, all these other teams were independents. So they played each other every year because they drew good crowds. And that's where you had Notre Dame. And Notre Dame being in the middle of the country, it made it easier for travel. So you had Pitt, Notre Dame. You had USC, Notre Dame. You had Michigan, Notre Dame. You had, things like that.
I never got how deep Michigan and Notre Dame was. And I'm like, wait, I thought Michigan's heavy was Ohio State, but I get state-wise close. Like Purdue and Notre Dame's a rivalry too, but that's 2 teams in Indiana. I'm shocked Indiana and Notre Dame ain't even a rivalry. And then I think even Michigan State is a rivalry to Notre Dame, or they play somebody for a megaphone.
That's Michigan State, and they're scheduled to play again this year. But, a lot of these teams with all the crying and whining and all that stuff that Notre Dame's doing, they're like, okay, fine, screw you guys. We'll go play somebody else that respects what's going on. And that's why USC dropped out. They were like, okay, we'll see you later.
Oh, they don't want to play for they don't want to play for the Joe Shillelagh no more. Which that's a rich rivalry.
Yeah, but when Notre Dame did what they did, I would venture to say 3/4 of the teams in college football lost respect for them.
Who had it worse?
Because we're not in the playoffs, so we're just not going to do anything. Well, screw you guys, and everybody else that did that too. By the way, not just Notre Dame, all the teams that did that stuff.
I'll tell you one thing. I hate how when teams don't get their way, they want to option out of bowl games or whatnot, or players option out and want to go get ready for the draft or the transfer portal. Who had it worse? Notre Dame this year, or that year Florida State won the ACC but didn't get in the playoffs and half their team optioned out of the Orange Bowl against Georgia? And look what happened to them. They got blown out like 60-something to 3.
Yeah, and that was the year that Florida State lost their quarterback to an ACL 2 games before the season ended. And the excuse that the committee gave, which is the absolute lamest excuse of all time, is that, well, we have to look at the fact of the quality of the team with the backup quarterback, not the starter.
Should they should they
Last I looked, there's about 90 other guys on that team, isn't there?
Something like that. But Saban threw an idea. I don't know. I thought it was kind of a nice idea, but it would scramble a lot of shit. They think they should shorten the season up where after their conference championships are done, even if the conference titles don't matter, the top 16 get in the playoffs, no matter if you win your conference or not. Play your top 16, play your national championship on New Year's Day at the Rose Bowl, because that's when the transfer portal shit starts. It's January 2nd. You do that shit after the season's over with, not like weeks before the national championship.
Yeah, and he brought up the other part that would probably be more realistic is to move those dates for the transfer portal and that back to March.
Yeah,
So
do it
that
in
way the
yeah, do
transfer
it in
portal doesn't open till March or any of that kind of thing.
or February at least, like February or March, like before spring football and all that shit.
Yeah, but see, to me, the biggest problem that we run into is we have the playoff teams get named, and then there's a month until the first game
Yeah, especially if you got
because you
that
got
bye.
all
Especially if you got that
right.
bye week.
So I was a firm believer. I'm trying to remember who it was that came up with it, but they said to take make those bowl games run them the 2 weeks right after the playoffs are announced. Start the playoffs with the 12, start the playoffs that week before Christmas. You go 12, you get down to your 8, you go 8, 4, the championship is 2 weeks after New Year's. But your main bowl games are the playoff games. So your Rose and your Cotton and your Fiesta and all that kind of stuff are all the playoff games are the once you get to 8. Or I'm sorry, are all the bowl games. But he had it, and I wish I could remember who it was because he agreed. He did it the same way I did it. The first round were bowl games. The second round was on campus. So those teams that have the bye get a home game, not the teams that are 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4 get the home games, which they should. That should be along with getting that extra off week. They should have a home game instead of 5, 6, 7, and 8 getting a home game.
An I option, this might be crazy, but I don't care if it's the Fiesta Bowl, the Peach Bowl. It probably won't be the Peach Bowl. Fiesta Bowl, the Orange Bowl. Drop one of those as a New Year's Six and or a playoff bowl game and make the Pop Tarts Bowl a playoff game.
Yeah, they used to have some really, really cool names with some of those bowls. You had the Poulin Weed Eater Bowl.
I've only been to
I think they still.
I've been to 3 bowl games my whole life. I've been to the Arnell Carriers New Orleans Bowl, the Capital back when it was the Capital One Bowl, and I've been to the TurboTax Texas Bowl. But before it was Kinder's, it was TurboTax.
Right. Yeah. See, I was at the Texas Bowl when LSU played Texas Tech.
I
Took my
wanted
wife
to be
to
there.
that one.
I wanted to be there for that, but unfortunately, I went the year they lost to Kansas State.
Yeah, I took my wife to that one. I've been to the Independence Bowl in Shreveport.
I've just been in a stadium. Never been to a bowl game. I saw state championship games over there.
And I've been to in the list of shitty stadiums, I will bring up the Liberty Bowl in Memphis,
Really?
which is I've seen. Oh, dude, I've seen high school stadiums better than that one. I mean like bad high school stadiums, not these ones we have here in Texas. I'm talking about bad high school stadiums. They're in better shape than the freaking Liberty Bowl. They haven't upgraded that joint, I promise you, in 25 years.
Isn't that where?
Damn, I was hoping at least the Memphis Express would have upgraded it when they had the AAF.
Oh shit!
Dude, Tom Benson Stadium is a great college or high school stadium.
Well, I'll probably be there if Drew Brees gets inducted.
I was just going to ask you, Mark. If you get tickets, get me one. I'll meet you over there.
It'll be my birthday. They always do a Hall of Fame around my birthday. So if Drew Brees goes in, I'm celebrating my birthday in Canton, Ohio.
That way we can sit together. Give me a ticket, I'll pay you.
I gotta see. Let's see how much they are on SeatGeek. They can't be.
They're only like $23.
Oh fuck!
Well, here's what I'll promise you guys. There's a website called Texas Bob. Okay, and Texas Bob is entirely about Texas high school football stadiums, and it gives you the info where it is, the type of stadium, the seating capacity, all that kind of stuff. Has an aerial view of the stadium, all that kind of good jazz. Hop on there one of these days. There are 3A stadiums that are $500,000 stadiums in Texas. There's multi-million-dollar stadiums in 5A, 6A. It's absolutely freaking insane. The stadium in Allen, I'm sure a lot of people have heard Allen, Texas.
I've seen it.
Their band goes goal line to goal line. Their band,
damn near college
they
band,
have,
basically.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
they've got over 3,500. I'm sorry, they've got over 6,000 kids on their campus
In high school.
in high school.
They might
They
be the largest.
refuse to split the school. It is the largest in the country.
And the only thing I like to see was their little drone show they do on their graduation ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
I've passed it, never been inside it yet, but I've passed it before.
Oh, the stadium is spectacular, man. It is as good or better than any college stadium you've ever been to.
Watch one of them small bowl games get moved over there because like somehow the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl ain't being played at FC Dallas Stadium no more. They moved it to the Star. I said, watch them in the Xbox Bowl. One of them gonna get moved to Allen, Texas, at a high school stadium.
Well, from what I gather, the Xbox Bowl is going to be played in Arlington, at Globe Life Field.
Oh, not even not Choctaw.
Well, yeah, it's Globe Life Field to me. It's still Heinz Field.
I've always known it as Rangers. It was always still Rangers ballpark to me, or whatever other
ballpark in Arlington.
Whatever it was called in 2014, because
yep,
it was a free
2014,
ticket.
Yeah,
it was a free ticket, but no, it wasn't even an Astros game. It was Yankees Rangers, and I got to see Derek Jeter for free before he retired.
Nice. Very nice.
His sister's ex at the time, that was his birthday gift. She bought him tickets to the Yankees. He was a Yankee fan, and he met my cousin and all, who was a Yankee and all them, and then he got him merch, and then he took him that game. They were supposed to go another couple, but the couple had a baby due, so they had to option out. So they were stuck with 2 tickets, and they gave me a free one. Just they're like, hey, you like baseball? You want to come watch a free game? I said, sure. Who is it? They're like, the Rangers and the Yankees. I'm like, fuck, 2 teams I hate with a passion. I said, fine, whatever. But I rooted for the Yankees because I can't stand the Rangers, being an Astro guy.
Yeah, my parents, it was, the year Jeter retired, but it was the last time Jeter played in Arlington. And my parents had gotten my wife and I tickets for the Ranger game for my birthday in August. And it was the last time Jeter was in Arlington. So I got some pictures and that kind of stuff of him the last time he was in Arlington. But, usually I try. In fact, I got to try this year because the Rangers or the Pirates are here this year again.
I'm trying to look up and see who did they have on their team that was super big in '96, because one of my first Astro games I went to was in '96 against the Yankees.
The Rangers are the Yankees in '96 or the Astros in '96?
The Yankees in '96. My first Astros game.
Bernie.
Saw
Bernie
Bernie.
Posada was behind the plate.
O'Neill
was in right. O'Neill was in right. Bernie was in center. I'll come back to left field. Jeets was in short. Boone was on third.
Only thing I remember was I don't even know who started. All I remember that day was I still have that baseball. We got there early and I remember I brought a baseball and I got someone to sign it, and the guy who signed it was on the mound that day. And then I looked at the signature closely when I found it years ago. Don Wall signed my baseball.
Okay.
So I still have that baseball after like almost 30 years. Or 30,
Not,
say 30
not a
now.
huge name, but a pretty solid pitcher for his career.
Yeah.
Was Giambi at first?
In 96? No.
Not Jason. The
No,
other
that's
one.
what I'm. Jeremy? I don't even think he was in baseball at that point. That's what I'm trying to remember. Who the hell was in left? Because it was Paul O'Neill.
I don't know. I mean,
Paul
are you?
O'Neill in right.
Oh God. You want to
Mariano
hear?
Marcus,
Duncan
you
was at
started.
second.
No, I'm
You
laughing.
started a conversation out.
Yeah, but no,
Tino,
I
it was
I
Tino.
just got an alert about something. This might be just as dumb as trading Anthony Davis to the Mavericks for Luka. The Atlanta Hawks just traded Trae Young to the Washington Wizards for freaking CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. That's dumb.
That's a salary dump, is what that is.
And they just beat the Pelicans by 17 points. So now the Pelicans are 8-31.
Wow. By the way, Tino Martinez was on first.
Tito.
Yeah, I got to see Bagwell. I got to see Biggio. Who was also on the Astros in '96?
Carlos
Who was
Lee.
the other B?
Carlos.
Beltran.
Beltran.
Yep, the Killer Bees. Now I'm waiting to see Ime. That's the next I'm waiting to see.
Well, and you had, if I remember right, there were a couple of other Bs on there too that were kind of secondary pieces to that team. Because if I remember right, there was a pitcher or two that were Bs.
Do we have any translators?
Yeah, Doug Brocail.
Do we have any translators? I have no idea what this dude just wrote.
I don't know if y'all been to. Well, I know Adam been to Pirates games lately, but like probably the biggest name I've seen in baseball in the last 5 years was both. Because they were on the same team together. I saw Ohtani and Mike Trout together when I watched them play the Angels. So that was nice to see Ohtani and Mike Trout together. That was my second time seeing Mike Trout, which I don't even know who he's with now. I ain't been keeping.
He's still with the Angels.
He's still with the Angels.
And then now if we can get Miyamoto onto a pro team, then we can see who's the better Japanese sensation with them two and Ohtani. But everybody's gonna say Ohtani because he got 2 rings now.
Well, I mean, let's be perfectly honest. Ohtani has set the bar really high. I mean, that bar is way up there. You're going to have to really be ridiculous. I just wish. See, Trout goes on that list with like Griffey and some other guys. That what would they have done if they wouldn't have been hurt? If Trout doesn't get hurt and miss the almost 3 years worth of stuff, think about the number. Griffey, if he doesn't have those foot issues, Bonds doesn't have the home run record. Griffey missed almost 2 entire seasons. Griffey would have hit 800. Trout, if he doesn't have those injuries with the broken hand and all that kind of stuff, he very possibly would be threatening 800 homers. It's just a shame, that some of these guys that are spectacular ball players and they get hurt. And they don't put up the numbers that they should.
Right.
Sucks when that happens.
So, Marcus, what's your prediction on the game since you got 3 minutes before your show kicks off?
Probably gonna be close, but I'm gonna say, if I had to say score wise, I could say like 30-27 Texans. sounds ironic, but there's going to be a lot of points in that game. The defenses are going to, I don't know. It's going to be a score fest. That's all I can say, unless you think it's low scoring. But I think both defenses will come to play, but their offenses are going to. Yeah, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball or let the running back run it, but I know CJ is going to throw that ball quite often. CJ is probably going to have over 200 passing yards at least.
I can believe that. I can believe that, but I can guarantee you one thing. There is not going to be a Texans receiver getting behind the defensive back for the Steelers.
Mm.
They've been practicing that until whoever was covering it got tired. That shit ain't happening again.
They're going to be running the screen a lot, probably, and I hate that fucking play.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with Nico.
MMA fighter in the house. Thank you.
Yeah, I see that, man. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you jumping in. But yeah, I mean, Nico Collins is a beast. He's probably one of the most underrated receivers in football.
I mean, everyone forgets that they're gonna. I imagine they're gonna get Tank Dell back some point.
Wait, I was reading an old comment.
This year.
I was reading an old comment. Someone said it's Harbaugh going to Vegas. No, I'm hearing rumors Brady was going to call Indiana's coach. And then they'll draft.
He just signed an 8-year contract to stay.
Yeah, but can't the NFL got the money to buy that out?
I don't know, because that was 8 years on top of what he still has. I think he still has 3.
I mean, that'd be crazy if he just if he had win a natty, leave, go to Vegas and draft your QB in college and then try and win something over there, which you probably won't. But I don't know. When Pete Carroll got fired, I kept thinking, do not hire Belichick. I know that's Brady's team now, but do not. No, I was here. They were going to hire up him.
Well, and see, Brady's back to his cheating ways again. There's got to be something done that he's a front office guy for a team and a broadcaster. You can't do that. You're getting insider information as a broadcaster that can be shared. There's no possible way that they can let him get away with that. He's going to have to take one or the other, or else the NFL is going to catch all kinds of hell. Because you can't do that. You're getting insider info. No, that doesn't fly. That doesn't work at all.
Right.
I agree. But all right, I'm bounce out. I got 1 minute. I'll catch y'all next.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thanks, Mark.
Sorry for the late.
I'll holler at you.
Later, y'all.
All right, Mark. Take it easy, buddy. Thanks for popping in.
Thanks, y'all.
I mean, obviously, it was weird seeing him out of Jaguars clothes.
I'll tell you what, I mean, if it's not the Steelers that scares me the most in the AFC, it might be Jacksonville. Because if Jacksonville is on, they're really freaking good. But if they're off, they will wet the bed and wet it deeply. You know what I mean?
I'm just more amazed it took this long for Sunshine to come around.
How much of that had to do with coaching though, man?
I
know maybe Cohen actually has something.
This is third, fourth head coach and fourth offensive coordinator since he's been there.
Yeah, he's only been there 6 years?
Yeah, I mean, Grant, that has a lot to do with everything.
It does, and he has finally got 2 really good receivers. Because he's got Thomas, he's got Washington, he's got Jacoby Myers, who is pretty good. And then you go on top of that, ETN's playing his best ball he's ever played. And you would figure whenever they brought him in, you would have thought it would be a Burrow and Chase kind of thing because those two guys played college ball together, Sunshine and Etienne.
Right.
And it just hasn't been that kind of combo. Yeah, I mean, and that's why I made the comment, I guess it was 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Coach of the Year. You got to kind of throw Cohen's name in there.
You have to.
Yeah, there's half a dozen names that are going to be in there, but you got to put Cohen's name in there.
It's going to be a very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting vote.
I think it's going to be extremely close. I will not be surprised if we end up with co-coaches of the year. I think it's going to be that close because you're just going to have guys stealing votes from each other.
Right.
So it'll be interesting.
Right,
it really
right.
is. So
I'm actually looking forward to this vote because I'm curious to see which way this crowd goes. But Rich, you ready to kick it off, or what do you want to do?
No, we can go ahead and call it.
We're at an hour. We
get back.
We mentioned some Pittsburgh stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the playoff game a little bit, and next week we'll be on more of a regular schedule, doing every Wednesday. Here,
right? We're gonna get back to reality here.
Yeah, most definitely. And we'll have a lot of Pirates stuff to talk about too, and hopefully we'll have a Steelers victory to talk about and kind of preview Denver. Because the winner of the Steelers Texans game gets Denver. In Denver.
If Denver wins.
No, Denver's got the bye.
Why would we get that game?
Because it's the 4-5. It doesn't reseed. Denver's the 1. So they get the 4 or the 5.
That doesn't mean we're not going to see an upset.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't reseed. It's not a case where if 5, 6, and 7 all win, that one plays 7 and no. So whoever wins the game, whoever wins the Houston-Pittsburgh game knows they're going to Denver. Which I think would give the Steelers a decided advantage because if the weather is complete trash out there, they know how to play in that weather.
Let's get through one game at a time here, buddy.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, if it's the case, I think I know the Steelers have a better shot than Houston does because of being familiar with the conditions.
Right. All right. Well, we're going to kick it off here, guys. I thank everyone for tuning in. All the comments. Thank you out there. Like Rich just said, we're going to get back to a regular basis. I know with my work schedule and Rich's crazy ass work schedule, trying to get sponsors and everything else for the 2 radio stations now, not just 1. I'm sure that kicked your ass harder than you knew.
It's still doing it. I mean, I'm still working both markets, so yeah, it's good.
Right, but you got to get all those sponsors and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But everyone, thanks for tuning in out there tonight. You can get me at Sports Talking In on Twitter. You can get me at Ad McNally on Facebook. Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. Yeah, throw out your comments and we'll get back to you. Close it out, Rich.
Yeah, definitely. You can get me on Twitter, Big Rich 8371. Facebook, just my name, Rich Richardson. Like Adam said, man, shoot us comments, opinions. Let us know what you think. What if there's a topic you'd like us to talk about? We can always bring that up too. So, but yeah, till next Wednesday, man. We've got all our peripheral stuff going on, but this show here every Wednesday, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And till next week. For Adam, I'm Rich. So long, everybody.
Peace out.